let's talk about the GSPro practice range or driving range settings. So there's a lot to look at here. First thing we're going to start is in the bottom right. So here, if we want to change our club, we can go ahead and select that. This will not make a difference when we are hitting the ball in terms of the launch monitor reading it, but it is important if you're a right or left-hander to make sure that we change that here. Bottom left here, if we are just looking, this gives us like a top view of the driving range. Don't really need to mess with that. Top left here, this little ball icon, we can drop this anywhere we want on the driving range. I don't recommend that because there's more dynamic ways to practice and to put the ball in very specific locations, so I would leave that alone. Quick CTP, what does that mean? That is closest to the pin. So if you and your buddies want to hit to a specific distance, you can go ahead and open this up and then automatically log your distances, and you just put in your initials next to that. Driving range distance here, this slider is probably going to be your best friend. Always going to be changing this depending on whatever club you want to hit with. Let's say that we hit this down arrow here. This gives us a lot more adjustability with the settings. So this is a driving range width. You could also change the green width. And then again, we can change our driving range distance here. This is the same slider that you just saw. And then if we want to practice, let's say with one of our wedges, and we want to randomize this, it's really cool because we can set this from a minimum distance here. Let's say it's 40. And then we can do a max distance of, let's say it's 60. What that means is every shot you hit, it'll move the pin between those two distances so you can really get your clubs dialed in. And then you could also randomize how many shots per distance that you will hit. All right, if we go over to dynamic holes, this is probably the coolest part of GSPro practice facility. So here we can rotate the green. We could change the green type. There's a bunch of green types to choose from. We can differentiate with the architecture here. I kind of like the peninsula look. And we could also change the pin location. We can change the tee box distance. Let's say we go nice and close here. And then we could also change the tee box height. I mean, how cool is that? There's just so much variability and so many things to play with here. I don't think your practice session will ever be boring. And then we could also just randomize this if we want for the number of shots. And then we can also do that for the distance. Now, when we go over to the playground, there's basically a huge driving range with a number of pins you can hit to. So there's a number of pins here. As you can see, they're all different distances. You can just go ahead and click through this, find the one that we want to hit to. Let's say I want to hit to this one. And at this point, we're going to hit apply. And say I want to drop the ball right over here, and I just want to hit some chip shots. You can do that, and then you can move the ball wherever you'd like. So there's just so much to do in the GSPro driving range. And then if you want to reset, you just go hit these down arrows, driving range, apply, and you're back to where you started. So that is a quick overview of the GSPro driving range.
Pioneer, we build golf simulators.